The Bible records this conversation between Jesus and Peter in the book of Luke. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. I heard this preached one time that Satan had asked to sift Peter as wheat, but the Bible actually says that Satan desired to sift all the disciples as wheat. We know this because of the use of the word you. If it was only Peter, it would have used the word thee. That's the simple difference. You and ye are second person plural. Thee, thy, and thou are second person singular. So when Jesus goes on to say, but I have prayed for thee, he's telling Peter that he has prayed specifically for Peter and not for the other apostles. I believe that what Jesus tells Peter here actually keeps Peter from committing suicide in the time between Jesus' death and his resurrection. Peter was shortly about to betray Jesus. He was going to do the same thing that Judas had done, although not in the same way. Judas tried to go back and change what he'd done, but he found he couldn't. Peter couldn't change what he'd done either. But he had these words that Jesus spoke to him to hold on to in his despair. Jesus prayed that Peter wouldn't lose his faith. He had faith. He prayed that Peter would have a character change. And we see that happening in the book of Acts. He goes from being cowardly to being bold in the face of persecution. And Jesus tells him that he has a job for him to do once that happens, that he is to strengthen his brethren. So Peter knew that Jesus hadn't cast him off, despite what he was about to do. And what he was about to do is actually a pretty big sin for a saved person to commit, wouldn't you say? But did Peter lose his salvation? It's not possible. The use of the second person singular, the hated thee, thy, thou, makes this passage abundantly clear. We no longer have this facility in the English language, and that makes the language much poorer. The New King James Version, no relation of course, says, And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. Other modern versions would say much the same sort of thing, which we could interpret as Jesus saying, praying for all the apostles, and saying that he wanted them all to strengthen each other. The power of the words is completely lost in the new versions.